Okay, video 7. You're a hardy folks if you've made it this far. In the last video, we talked about fight, flight, and freeze, how those are the basic impulses of the amygdala to anxiety, threat, fear, disappointment, stress. Now, it's really important for us to understand why you need to be mindful of those and how to regain a sense of the body's ability to cope, to heal, to mitigate high levels of stress. And the reason why you need to be mindful of what it is that you're doing, how you are responding. If you need something to do all the time and you're fighting this, you need to be mindful that that's the emotion, the stress that you're looking for after you've grounded. That's what you're putting your hands around. You're trying to breathe. It's what you're moving towards and away from in terms of the titration, when you're trying to go back from the joy to the stress. You need to be mindful that whatever your stress is, I mean, you can call it the pandemic, or you can call it COVID, or whatever you want to call it at this moment, because it can be a lot of different things. People deal with unmitigated stress all the time. This is just a very common experience right now. Being mindful of how you respond to it will help you navigate what you're doing, because it could be that part of the stress, part of the hypervigilance, if it's your response is to fight, could be to recognize that you need to do nothing at this moment, or you need to retreat, or you need to fight. Being mindful of what your basic impulse is and what the other options are is a way of becoming mindful about how you're dealing with stress. It doesn't make the stress go away. It doesn't eliminate the possibilities of stress. You become mindful of how you process these emotions, these feelings, these triggers. Again, this isn't magic. This is mindfulness. This is becoming aware of how you deal with the challenges that you're facing. And the biggest step in this, like the impulses themselves, the danger, the risk might be outside of you. It might, you are not the COVID virus, but how you are dealing with it is within. And this is really important because we oftentimes think of ourselves disconnected from our emotions, disconnected from our ideas, disconnected from our hopes or ambitions even. And we don't realize how enmeshed they are in our body. And this is one of the keys to the resiliency model, is that you need to become mindful of the impact that this is having on your body, and that it's part of you. So what you're afraid of in terms of like with the becoming ill, that might be outside of you. The illness, you're not the illness, but your fear of it, well, that's you. That's in here. That's who we are. And learning to become cognizant that it's you. You're in essence, your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions, they're you, is important, because you can't change the COVID virus, but you can change how you experience fear and emotion and hope and love and faith. You can change that. That's the power that we all have to live our own life. Becoming mindful first of what your basic response is, and then becoming mindful that however you're responding, whatever you're experiencing, is you. And it's not out there. It's not up there. It's not in the, it's not in the cloud. We store documents in the cloud. You don't have a cloud. You have a body. And all your thoughts, all your feelings are in there. In one of the first, in the grounding video, I tried to tell you that I keep my stress in a certain place, and I'm mindful of that. I know where to find it. What I'm stressed about, well, that changes. I know where I store it. I know where I hold on to it. What I'm holding on to changes. And that's the key to resilience, is that the more you're mindful of what you're holding on to, the more it becomes real. And the more it becomes real, well, the more it becomes manageable. The more you can recognize what you can change and what you can't change. So as you're going through this process, one of the key theories of resilience is you no longer disassociate yourself from your thoughts and feelings and instincts and impulses. And you recognize they come from within you. And they're different from what's out there. How we respond to those threats and risks and challenges and uncertainties, that's us. There's some very basic responses. And there's some very basic ways of mitigating their impact upon our body.